Hello grade 2, how are you? Hope you are fine. Let's start chapter 8 lessons from 71 to 80. Chapter 8 contents are even and odd numbers, number patterns, and arrays. Numbers can be divided into two groups, which are even numbers and odd numbers. Now it's story time. Soha is a mother for two kids, Adam and Malak. She used to give them everyday cookies. On Monday, she had 4 cookies to distribute them among her kids. Today, she has only 3 cookies. Let's help her to distribute the cookies among them equally. Now, let's see how the mother will distribute 4 cookies among Adam and Malak. The first cookie will go for Adam, and the second cookie will go for Malak. The third cookie will go for Adam also, and the last cookie will go for Malak. As we see here, there is no remainder. Each of Adam and Malak now has 2 cookies, and there is no remainder. So we can say that 4 is an even number. Now, let's see how the mother Soha will distribute the 3 cookies among Adam and Malak. The first cookie will go for Adam, and the second cookie will go for Malak. Now, the mother Soha has 1 cookie remainder, and she cannot distribute it among Adam and Malak. So, we can say that 3 is an odd number. 3 is an odd number as we have 1 remainder. So, what are the even numbers? They are the numbers that will be distributed into 2 groups equally, and the remainder will be 0. Like 4 cookies. Do you remember the 4 cookies? They are distributed among Adam and Malak with no remainder. So, even numbers like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and so on. What did you notice here? We noticed that even numbers start from 0 and keep counting by 2. While the odd numbers, they are the numbers that if we try to distribute them into 2 groups equally, there will be a remainder, like the 3 cookies. Do you remember? Do you remember the 3 cookies that distributed among Adam and Malak with 1 cookie remainder? The odd numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15, and so on. What did you notice here? We noticed that in odd numbers, we start counting from 1, and we skip counting by 2. Again, and pay attention, in odd numbers, we start from 1 and skip counting by 2, like 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. Determine whether each of the following numbers are even or odd. How to know whether 234 is even or odd number? It has multiple digits, which are 4 and its place is 1s, 3 and its place is 10s, 2 and its place is hundreds. Now it has multiple digits. So how to decide whether it's even or odd? Look at the ones digit. If it's odd, then the whole number will be odd. If it's even, then the whole number will be even. Now let's look into 134 at the ones digit, which is 4. As we studied that 4 is an even number, so the whole number 234 will be even. Examples for even and odd. Now let's remember even and odd numbers. 0 even 1 odd, 2 even 3 odd, 4 even 5 odd, 6 even 7 odd, 8 even 9 odd. Now let's solve the first question. 73. Look at the ones digit. 3. Yes, 3 is odd number, so the whole number 73 will be odd. The next question. 49. Look at the ones digit. 9. 9, it's odd number. Yeah, so 49 will be odd. The next one. 98. Look at the ones digit. The ones digit is 8. And 8 is even number. So the whole number 98 will be even. The next one. 61. Look at the ones digit. 1. 1 is an odd number, so the whole number will be odd. The next one. 100. Look at 0. The ones digit. 0 is an even number, so 100 is even. The next one. 537. Look at 7. Yeah, the ones digit. 7 is odd number, so the whole number will be odd. Let's move to the next one. 372. Look at 2, the ones digit. Yeah, 2 is an even number, so the whole number 372 will be even. The last one. 944. 4 is an even number, so 944 is an even number. Yeah, now we are very good to determine the numbers even or. What about adding even and odd numbers? If we are adding even number plus even number, the result will be even. If we are adding odd number plus odd number, the result will be even too. If we are adding odd plus even, the result will be odd. If we are adding even plus odd, the result also will be odd. So, as we noticed that adding the same type, the sum will be even, while adding different types, the sum will be odd. Adding even plus even, the same type, equals even. Odd plus odd, the same time, the sum will be even. While adding different types like odd plus even, the sum will be odd. And adding even plus odd, the sum will also be odd. Add each of the following numbers and determine whether the result is even or odd. The first example, 42 plus 34. As we mentioned that adding numbers of the same type, the result will be even, while adding numbers of different types, the result will be odd. 42 plus 34. Look at the ones digit in 42. 2 is even number, so even plus. 34, look at the ones digit 4. 4 is even number too. So even plus even, the result will be even. Now let's check. 42 plus 34, add ones with ones and tens with tens. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So the result will be 76. Now let's check. Look at the ones digit in 76? Yeah, 6. 6 is an even number. The next question, 23 plus 15. Look at the ones digit. 3 is odd number. And in 15, the ones digit is 5, odd number 2. So odd plus odd, the result will be even because they are of same type. 23 plus 15, ones with ones, tens with tens. The result will be 38. So look at ones digit in 38. 8 is even. Yeah. The next one, 80 plus 13. Look at the ones digit. The ones digit 0. 0 is even number. Plus 13. Look at the ones digit 3. 3 is odd number. So even plus odd, they are different types. So the result must be odd. Add ones with ones and tens with tens. 80 plus 13. The answer will be 93. The last one, 25 plus 74. 25, look at the ones digit, 5. 5 is odd number. And 74, the ones digit, 4. 4 is even number. So odd plus even equals odd because they are different type. 25 plus 74, 99. Check. Look at 9, the ones digit in 99. Yeah, it's odd. Lesson 71, the apply part. Determine if the number is even or odd, then record it in the chart. The numbers are written below the table, and we will classify them into two parts, odd or even. For sure, 1 is odd, 2 even, 3 odd, 4 even, 5 odd, 6 even, 7 odd, 8 even, 9 odd, 10 even, 11 odd, 12 even, 13 odd, 14 even, 15 odd, 16 even, 17 odd, 18 even, and so on. The math journal part. Reflect on your learning. Do you notice anything that the even numbers or the odd numbers have in common? Is there anything you noticed as you were testing the numbers? What do you know about odd or even? Draw or write your answers. We noticed that even numbers we start from 0 and skip counting by 2, while odd numbers we start from 1 and skip counting by 2. So, in both even and odd numbers, we skip counting by 2. Lesson 72, the apply part. Double each number and then determine if the sum is even or odd. If we are adding doubles, means adding the same number. So for sure, it will be of same type. So, if we add doubles, the result will be even number. 1 plus 1 equals 2, even. 2 plus 2 equals even number because they are doubles. The result equals 4. 3 plus 3 equals even number because they are doubles. The result equals 6. Yeah, 6 is even. 4 plus 4 equals even number. The result equals 8. 5 plus 5 equals even number because they are doubles. So the result equals 10, and 10 is even. 6 plus 6 equals even number, and the result equals 12. 7 plus 7 equals even number because we are adding doubles. So the result equals 14. Look at the ones digit in 14. Yeah, 4 is even. 8 plus 8 equals even number. The result equals 16. Look at the ones digit. Yeah, 6 is even number. You can practice more by solving the rest of these examples as we solved earlier. Lesson 73, the apply part. Choose two cards, record the addends as an addition operation and find the sum. The first question, 4 plus 5 equals 9. 9 is odd number. The next question, 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 is even. The next one, 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 is an even number. 7 plus 4. 7 in my mind, 4 on my fingers. After 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is odd number. Look at the ones digit in 11. The ones digit in 11 is 1. 1 is odd. 10 plus 3 equals 13. 13 is odd number. Look at the ones digit in 13. 3. 3 is odd. 24 plus 5. 24 plus 5, big number in my mind, small number on my finger. After 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29, look at the ones digit in 29. 9 is odd, so the whole number will be odd. You can complete the rest of the questions by yourself. They are very easy and you can do it. Now, lesson 73, the math journal part. Reflect on your learning. Color even numbers red and odd numbers blue. What patterns do you observe? We will color the following numbers with red as they are the even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. While the odd numbers with blue, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. We will observe that in both even and odd numbers, we skip counting by 2. Here we start with the second topic in chapter 8, which is number patterns. Number patterns can be increasing number patterns or decreasing number patterns. In increasing number patterns, if the number is written from small to big, then the pattern is increasing pattern. From small to big, it's increasing pattern. Like 2, 5, 8, 11. Numbers are getting bigger, are getting larger, so it's increasing pattern. While in decreasing pattern, if the numbers written from big to small, then the pattern is decreasing pattern. From big to small, decreasing pattern, like 14, 12, 10, and so on. Numbers are getting smaller. Now, let's explore the following patterns. The first pattern, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What did we notice here? We noticed that each time we are adding 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 8 plus 2 equals 10. And so on. So, this pattern is increasing pattern because the numbers are getting bigger. And the pattern rule is plus 2. Because each time we are adding 2. The next pattern, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and so on. What did we notice here? We noticed that each time we are subtracting 5. 45 minus 5 equals 40. 40 minus 5 equals 35. 35 minus 5 equals 30. So this pattern is decreasing pattern. This pattern is decreasing. Why? Because numbers are getting smaller. 45, 40, 35 and so on. And the pattern rule is -5 because each time we are subtracting 5. How to determine the pattern rule? Look carefully at the following steps. Number 1, look carefully at the pattern to determine whether it's increasing or decreasing. If it's increasing, put plus in the pattern rule. Increasing means numbers are getting larger. If it's decreasing, put minus in the pattern rule. Minus or decreasing pattern means the pattern is getting smaller. Subtract each two consecutive numbers to get the difference. Apply the pattern rule to complete the pattern. Here is the following examples. The first example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. What did we notice here? We noticed that this pattern is increasing pattern because the numbers are getting larger. 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. How to find the pattern rule? Number 1, increasing pattern, so put plus. Number 2, subtract each two consecutive numbers. 2 and 4. Big number minus small number. 4 minus 2 equals 2. 6 minus 4 equals 2. 10 minus 8 equals 2. So the pattern rule is plus 2. Plus because it's increasing and 2 is the difference. The next question, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0. What did we notice here? We noticed that numbers are getting smaller, so this is decreasing pattern. So we must write minus in the pattern rule. And how to get the difference? Subtract each two consecutive numbers. 45 minus 40 equals 5. 40 minus 35 equals 5. 35 minus 30 equals 5 too. So the pattern rule is minus because it's decreasing pattern and 5 is the difference. So 30 minus 5 is 25. 25 minus 5 equals 20. 20 minus 5 equals 15 and so on. Lesson 74, the apply part. Complete the number pattern. Write the next two numbers in the pattern. In the first question, 2, 4, 6, 8. Each time we are adding 2 because it's increasing pattern, so we are adding. So 8 plus 2 equals 10. 10 plus 2 equals 12 and so on. The next one, 0, 3, 6, 9. So how to find the pattern rule? Yeah, the numbers are getting bigger, so each time we are adding 3. How we find the difference? 3 minus 0 equals 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3 and so on. And this is increasing, so we must add in the pattern rule. So 9 plus 3 equals 12. 12 plus 3 equals 15 and so on. The last one, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, it's also increasing pattern, so we are adding 5 each time. How do we find the pattern rule? Subtract each two consecutive numbers. 15 minus 10 equals 5. 20 minus 15 equals 5 and so on. So each time we are adding 5. We are adding 5, not subtracting, because it's increasing pattern. So 25 plus 5 equals 30. 30 plus 5 equals 35. Question number 4. The numbers are 20, 30, 40 and 50. So this pattern is increasing or decreasing pattern? It's increasing pattern. Why? Because the numbers are getting bigger. So we will write plus in the pattern rule. The number is increasing by what? Increasing by 10, 20, 30, 40. Each time we are adding 10. So the pattern rule will be plus 10. 50 plus 10 equals 60. 60 plus 10 equals 70. And so on. The next question, the pattern is 5, 7, 9, 11. So the pattern is increasing or decreasing pattern? It's increasing pattern because the numbers are getting bigger. So each time we will add. So in the pattern rule we will write plus. Plus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 7 minus 5 equals 2. So each time we are adding 2. So plus 2 will be the pattern rule. 5 plus 2 equals 7. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 9 plus 2 equals 11. 11 plus 2 equals 13. 13 plus 2 equals 15. And so on. The next pattern, 12, 14, 16, 18. So the pattern is increasing or decreasing? It's increasing. The numbers is getting bigger. So we will write plus in the pattern rule. Plus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 14 minus 12. 14 minus 12 equals 2. 16 minus 14 equals 2 also. So the pattern rule is plus because it's increasing pattern, and 2 because each time we are adding 2. So the pattern rule will be plus 2 also. 12 plus 2 equals 14. 14 plus 2 equals 16. 16 plus 2 equals 18. 18 plus 2 equals 20. 20 plus 2 equals 22. The last one, the pattern in question number 7, 4, 8, 12, 16. So this pattern increasing or decreasing? Yeah, it's increasing pattern because numbers is getting bigger. So we will write plus in the pattern rule. Increasing by what? Subtract the first two numbers. 8 minus 4 equals 4. 12 minus 8 equals 4 also. So the pattern rule is plus 4. Plus because the pattern is increasing, and 4 because each time we are adding 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 4 equals 12. 12 plus 4 equals 16. 16 plus 4 equals 20. 20 plus 4 equals 24. Lesson 76, the apply part. For each pattern, identify the rule, draw a line to match the pattern to its rule, and complete the pattern. Now we will find the pattern rule and match, then we will complete. Question number 1, the pattern is 75, 66, 57. First you have to ask yourself, the pattern is increasing or decreasing? The pattern is decreasing because numbers are getting smaller. So we will write minus in the pattern rule. Minus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 75 minus 66. Don't forget that. In subtraction, big number comes first. So we will subtract 75 minus 66. So we will find that the pattern rule is minus 9. Now let's complete. Each time we will subtract 9. 75 minus 9 equals 66. 66 minus 9 equals 57. 57 minus 9 equals 48. 48 minus 9 equals 39. 39 minus 9, each time we will subtract 9, equals 30. 30 minus 9 equals 21. 21 minus 9 equals 12, and so on. Question number 2. 30, the pattern is 30, 40, 50. You have to ask yourself, the pattern is increasing or decreasing? It's increasing pattern, so we must write plus in the pattern rule. So each time we are adding what? Subtract the big number minus the small number. 40 minus 30 equals 10. So each time we are adding the 10. So the pattern rule will be plus 10. 30 plus 10 equals 40. 40 plus 10 equals 50. 50 plus 10 equals 60. 60 plus 10 equals 70. 70 plus 10, 80. Then 90. Then 100. It's so easy. Question number 3. The pattern is 12, 18, 24. Ask yourself the question, the pattern increasing or decreasing? Yeah, it's increasing pattern, so we must write plus in the pattern rule. And then add the first two numbers. 18 minus 12 equals what? Equals 6. So the pattern rule is plus 6, so each time we will add 6. 12 plus 6 equals 18. 18 plus 6 equals 24. 24 plus 6 equals 30. 30 plus 36. 36 plus 6 also 42. 42 plus 6 48. 48 plus 6 54, and so on. In pattern number 4, the pattern is 66, 70, 74. This pattern is increasing or decreasing pattern? It's increasing pattern. Yeah, so we will write plus in the pattern rule. If it's increasing, write plus in the pattern rule. If decreasing, write minus. Increasing pattern, so we will write plus in the pattern rule. Increasing by what? Subtract the first two numbers. A big number minus number, 70 minus 66. So the pattern rule will be plus 4. So each time we will add 4. 74 plus 4 equals 78. 78 plus 4 is 82. 82 plus 4 equals 86. 86 plus 4 equals 90. 90 plus 4 equals 94, and so on. In pattern number 5, 90, 80, 70. Yeah, this pattern is decreasing pattern. So we will write minus in the pattern rule. And then subtract the first two numbers. 90 minus 80 equals 10. So the pattern rule will be minus, because it's decreasing, it's decreasing. And each time we are subtracting 10. So the pattern rule minus 10. 90, 80, 70, minus 10 equals 60, minus 10 equals 50, minus 10 equals 40, minus 10 equals 30, minus 10 equals 20. You can complete the last one by yourself. Lesson 76, the Math Journal part. Reflect on your learning, create a number pattern that involves addition or subtraction. Write the pattern and the pattern rule. Here we will write this pattern: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Do you remember it in the clock? So this pattern is 5, 10, 15. What we do, the pattern rule, each time we are adding 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 10 plus 5 equals 15. 15 plus 5 equals 20, and so on. Now we can say that patterns has two forms, which are normal pattern and mixed pattern. Normal pattern means we are adding or subtracting the same number. We are adding or subtracting the same number. Like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. Look carefully. This pattern is increasing pattern, so we must write plus in the pattern rule. Plus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 6 minus 3 equals 3, so we are adding 3. To make sure, subtract the next two numbers. 9 minus 6 equals 3 also. Yeah, so each time we are adding 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 6 plus 3 equals 9. 9 plus 3 equals 12. 12 plus 3 equals 15, and so on. So what about mixed pattern? What about the mixed pattern? Let's explore here together. The first example, 30, 32, 29, 31, 28. Look carefully at the first two numbers. 30 becomes 32. Yeah, it increased. So we must try plus in the pattern rule. Plus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 32 minus 30 equals 2. So we are adding 2. Then look at the next two numbers, 32 and 29. Now 32 becomes 29. So it decreased. Decreased by what? Ask yourself. Subtract 32 minus 29. 32 minus 29 equals 3. And it's decreasing. Don't forget, it's decreasing. 32 decreased to become 29. So we will write minus. Minus what? Minus 3. Then the pattern rule is plus 2 minus 3. Plus 2 minus 3. Then the next one. Then we add 2. 29 plus 2 equals 31. 31 minus 3 equals 28. 28 plus 2 equals 30. 30 minus 3 equals 27. 27 plus 2 equals 29. 29 minus 3 equals 26. Yeah, now we can say that the pattern rule is plus 2 minus 3, because each time we are adding 2, then subtracting 3. Adding 2, then subtracting 3, and so on. Look at the next one. 13, 14, 16, 17, 19. Now, look at 13 and 14. 13 becomes 14. It increased. So we must try plus in the pattern rule. Plus what? Subtract 14 minus 13 equals what? Equals 1. So the pattern rule for the first two numbers is plus 1. Look carefully at the next two numbers, 14 and 16. 14 increased to become 16. So we will add what? Subtract 16 minus 14. It will be 2. So it's plus 2. The pattern rule here is what? It's plus 1 plus 2, plus 1 plus 2, and so on. The turn is 4 plus 1. 16 plus 1 equals 17. Then 17 plus 2 equals 19. 19 plus 1 equals 20. 20 plus 2 equals what? 22, yeah. 22 plus 1 equals 23. 23 plus 2 equals 25. So the pattern rule is plus 1 plus 2, plus 1 plus 2. The next example, 45, 44, 42, 41, 39. Look carefully at the first two numbers. 45 becomes 44. It decreased. So we must write minus in the pattern rule. Minus what? Subtract the first two numbers. 45 minus 44 equals what? Equals 1. So we will subtract 1. 45 minus 1 equals 44. Fine. Look at the next two numbers, 44 and 42. 44 becomes 42. It decreased. As we said, if decreased, put minus in the pattern rule. So we will write minus. Minus what? Subtract 44 minus 42 equals what? Equals 2. So the pattern rule is minus 2. Then the turn 4 minus 1. 42 minus 1 equals 41. 41 minus 2 equals 39. 39 minus 1 equals 38. 38 minus 2 equals 36. 36 minus 1 equals 35. So the pattern rule, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2. So here we will make we will make minus 2, not plus, minus 2. 35 minus 2 equals 33. So the pattern rule is minus 1 and minus 2. The last one, 40, 45, 44, 49, 48. Look carefully at the first two numbers. 40 becomes 45. It increased. Fine, so we will write plus in the pattern rule. Plus what? Plus 5. Subtract 45 minus 40. It will be 5. Look at the next two numbers, 45 and 44. Yeah, it decreased. If it decreased, so we will write minus. Minus what? Subtract 45 minus 44. So we are subtracting 1. Then we are adding 5, subtracting 1. Adding 5, subtracting 1. Till we finish. So now we can say that the pattern rule is plus 5 and minus 1. Lesson 77, the apply part. Use the given rule to finish the number pattern. Here the rule is plus 5 and minus 1. We will apply the rule to complete the pattern. The first time we will add 5, then subtracting 1. Add 5, then subtracting 1, and so on. The first number is 34. So 34 plus 5 will be the first step. 34 plus 5 equals 39. Then subtracting 1. 39 minus 1 will be 38. 38 plus 5 equals 43. Then we added 5, then we will subtract 1. 43 minus 1 equals 42. The next question, I'll give you the pattern rule and the first number. The pattern rule is minus 2 plus 1 and the first number is 62. So the pattern rule is minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 1. So the first time we will subtract 2. 62 minus 2 equals 60. Then 60 plus 1 equals 61. Then subtract 2. 61 minus 2 equals 59. 59 plus 1 equals 60. Finally, we reached the last topic in chapter 8, which is about arrays and skip counting by 2, 3, 4, and 5. What is the array? It is a set of rows and columns without any gaps. Like the following pictures, eggs are arranged in rows and columns and there is no gaps in between. So this is an array. The next picture, donuts are arranged in rows and columns with no gaps. So this is also an array. The last picture, cookies are arranged in rows and columns and there is no gaps in between. So this is also an array. As we said, arrays is a set of rows and columns without any gaps. So look carefully at this picture to decide whether it's array or non-array. Here we have a set of rows and columns, but there is some gaps. There is some gaps here. So this is non-array. The next picture, here the items are arranged in rows and columns with no gaps in between. So this is an array. The last picture, here we have rows and columns, but incomplete. There is gap here. So this is non-array. As we said, arrays has rows and columns without any gaps. Arrays has rows and columns without any gaps. Look here at these pictures. Donuts are arranged in rows and columns with no gaps in between. So this is called an array. How many rows here? Rows means as we move horizontally. As we move horizontally, it's called rows. While as we move vertically, it's called columns. As we move vertically, it's called columns. Now, let's count the number of rows and number of columns. How many rows we have here? 1, 2, 3. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 rows and 4 columns. Now, we want to give this array a name. Each array must has a name. So the name of the array is rows by columns. The name of the array is rows by columns. Pay attention, rows must come first. So the number of rows here, how many rows? 3 rows. So we will write 3 and must write the word by, by. Then write the number of columns. We have 4 columns here. Then this array is 3 by 4 array. Don't forget to write the word array. So the array is 3 by 4 array as it has 3 rows, 4 columns. As we said, arrays has rows and columns without any gaps. Don't forget. Look carefully at this array. It has no gaps in between, so this is array. It has rows and columns. The rows as we move horizontally. Here we have 2 rows. 2 rows. While the columns as we move vertically. The first column, the second column, the third column. So it has 2 rows and 3 columns. Now we want to give this array a name. We said that the name of the array is rows by columns. Don't forget, rows must come first. So the name of the array is rows by columns. How many rows we have here? We have 2 rows, so we must write 2. And the word by, how many columns? 3 columns. And don't forget to write the word array. So this is a 2 by 3 array. The name of the array is 2 by 3 array. Now let's help our rabbit Bunny to reach the carrot. Hello Bunny, how are you? Hope you are fine. We will help you to reach the carrot by skip counting by 2, okay? You can jump by 2 each time to reach the carrot. Now you can start jumping and we will help you. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Congratulations, Bunny, you reached the carrot. You can eat it now. Now we will help you to reach the carrot by skip counting by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21. Count by 3, everyone. 24, 27, 30 is the last one. Yeah, you reached the carrot again, bravo. Now, Bunny wants to reach the carrot by skip counting by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. Yeah, congratulations, Bunny. Bunny will reach the carrot now by skip counting by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Congratulations, Bunny. Lesson 78, the apply part, glue your favorite array. Look carefully at this array. It has no gaps and it has rows and columns. How many rows in this array? We said that rows as we move horizontally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 rows. And how many columns as we move vertically? 1, 2, 3. So it has 5 rows and 3 columns. So what is the name of this array? The name of the array is rows by columns. So the name of the array is 5 by 3 array. Lesson 78, the math journal part. Reflect on your learning. Why might it be important to know about arrays? How might we use arrays, right or draw your thoughts and ideas. We use arrays to count the arranged objects easily. Like this array, it has how many rows? Now let's count the number of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3. So it has 5 rows and 3 columns. The name of the array is what? Rows by columns. It has 5 rows and 3 columns. So this array is 5 by 3 array. Lesson 79, the apply part. Count the rows and write the addition equation. Then count the columns and write the addition equation. In the first array, we have how many rows as we move horizontally? 1, 2. We have 2 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 columns. Now, let's write the addition equation for rows. Each row has how many squares? Each row has 5 squares. So we will write 5 plus 5 2 times equals 10. And the addition equation for columns, we have 5 columns. Each column has 2 small squares. So we will write 2 plus itself 5 times equals 10 also. The next question, this array has how many rows? It has 2 rows, 1, 2. So we will write 2. And has how many columns? 1, 2, 3. It has 3 columns. The addition equation for rows, we have 2 rows. Each row has 3 fish. So we will write 3 plus 3 2 times equals 6. And we have 3 columns. Each column has 2 fish. So we will write 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6 also. The next one, in this array we have 2 rows as we move horizontally. So we will write 2 and have how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 columns. So the addition equation for rows is 6 plus 6 2 times equals 12. And if we counted the number of flowers in columns, we will write 2 plus 2 plus 2 how many times? We will add 2 to itself 6 times. So it will be 12. The next one, this can now count the number of rows. 1, 2. It has 2 rows. And has how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. Has 4 columns. So the addition equation for rows will be 4 plus 4 equals 8. And the addition equation for columns, we will add 2 to itself 4 times because we have 4 columns. So we will write 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 4 times equals what? Equals 8. The next one, now count the number of rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 4 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2. 2 columns. The addition equation for rows, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 4 times because we have 4 rows. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. Now the addition equation for columns, we have 2 columns. Each column has 4. So we will write 4 plus 4 equals 8 also. The math journal part, reflect on your learning. Where have you seen arrays in real world? Write about or draw your ideas. Yes, we see array in real life. Like these eggs, they are arranged in array. So it has 2 rows and 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the name of the array is rows by columns. 2 by 6 array. Lesson 18, the apply part. Solve the array, write the equations. Look at the first array. It has how many rows? 1, 2. It has 2 rows. Has how many columns? 1, 2, 3. Has 3 columns. Now we have to write the addition equation for rows. Each row has 3 apples. So we will write 3 plus 3 2 times because we have 2 rows. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Now the addition equation for columns. Each column has 2 apples. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6 also. So the name of the array is the rows by columns. Be sure, rows by columns. So this is a 2 by 3 array. The name of the array is 2 by 3 array. The next array, it has how many rows? Count the number of rows. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 rows. We have how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will write 4. Now we will count the number of items in each row. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. Now count the number of items in each column. Each column has how many? Has 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. How many times? 4 times, because we have 4 columns. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals what? Equals 12. This is a what by what array? The name of the array, rows by columns. We have 3 rows and 4 columns. So this is a 3 by 4 array. We finished all the topics in chapter 8. Thank you and bye-bye.